So the sun's starting to set, and I have about 10 minutes to find a suitable place to catch the sunset. Sorry, still have a bit of a cough. And I was hoping to get towards the Colosseum. I actually thought it wouldn't start, the sun wouldn't start setting until around 1800, but it's actually going to start setting earlier. So I'm going to try to make it over to that one lookout point by the Colosseum, which is probably going to be busy by the time I get there, but I'll try to make it there anyways. This will probably be one of the last videos that I make, if not the last video. Tomorrow morning I have I pre-booked a train ticket for Leonardo Express that goes directly from here, Termini, to FCO. Take about half an hour. So this is my last night here in Rome. Looks like some of these people are waiting for a train. No place to sit down. Oh, sorry. I should start speaking to people in different languages. Entschuldigung, or Je suis désolé. The only thing that's going to be open tomorrow for coffee is this McDonald's. Probably snag that on the way in to FCO. Apparently I'm supposed to be there 3 hours early, but I'm usually 3 hours early for any international flight anyways, just because of all the stupid ass shit that happens sometimes on international flights. So, oh, this is cool. Kind of like that look, but that's not the type of woman I'd take home and introduce to my parents. No. There's some cities out there where at night the city changes dramatically. There are also some cities that after a certain time period they're just dead. They're past a certain time, there's nothing, no activity, nothing at all. Rome is not such a city. Rome, there's always something going on, just like there's always There are always some people arguing or some shit like that. I don't even know if I'm gonna catch a nice sunrise, or sorry, sunset. But it was nice to get out of my hotel room. I was just creating content and trying to take a little nap. Takes a long time to process these videos, especially really long format videos, my 1 hour plus videos. And I don't know how much longer my laptop is gonna last because it gets so hot. It gets so hot I can't even touch it. I have the fan on maximum and everything. It's never been that hot before when I was processing videos previously. Oh. I'm not gonna miss going back to Canada and being surrounded by unattractive women. Tell you that. It's like here, I can't even walk for 5 minutes without running into a woman that's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so coming up here is Santa Maria Maggiore. I'm just deciding right now that on this particular video I'm going to edit out some of the things I just said previously, so there are going to be some muted moments. As much as I'd like to speak my mind, I know that given the history of how things are in the West, in Canada, when somebody gets offended, that could put an end to a person's social media all the way up to their career. Fuck it.
Hiç non cordione.
Salita si è fatta una settimana.
Some of these little outlets here, these little supermarkets, allow you to take a picture and have that picture edited in such a way that you're wearing, it looks like you're wearing a priest outfit or even a pope outfit. And I'm surprised they would allow that, because I would imagine, and I'm not Catholic, but I would imagine that That would be a blasphemy. So they're trying to make money off blasphemizing a religious belief. From what I understand, like, I don't know if I would say a priest or a pope is sacred. That might be too much, but I would imagine that those are holy figures, holy people, very important, significant people in the Catholic community, and to exploit something like that for the sake of money, or for anything really, I would imagine that's blasphemy. That's wrong. All these little ass cars, you know, if Italians ever came to North America, if they ever came to Canada, especially if they went out to Alberta, and seen how everybody has a truck, you know, anything from an F-150 to a F-450, they'd be like, what the hell is this? Why are you driving around in this gigantic beast? You know,
you could say that.
it's because we like to.
C'è comodo. Hai scritto via Paolina, scusami. Abbiamo la fortuna di
Yeah, it's already starting to get dark, so I think the sun's already lower than the horizon. But you know, I'm going to go over to that lookout point that I mentioned previously, and maybe get a couple good shots, some good views. I did get some really nice footage when I went earlier this morning, when I went up to the Altar de Patria, where I had unobstructed views of the Roman Forum and such. As I mentioned in the video earlier this morning, I want to spend as much time outside as I possibly can. Tonight I don't want to venture off too far away from my hotel. Shit. Bitch nearly caught me. Probably laughing. Look at that dumbass tourist. Made him jump. Yeah, he did. I think here's another pilgrimage kind of thing. Oh no, it's just a walking tour. Kids loving the bell.
Yo tengo calcetines. ¿Para qué? Pero Juan, ¿y sería la habitación?
A bit of a bottleneck here.
prima 705. E a 2.
Could definitely go for some pizza. So go for some the last Italian pizza I'm gonna have until the next time I come to Italy. Funny thing is, I did strongly consider going to Naples for just a day, but I had to remind myself I'm not here on a vacation, I'm here on a pilgrimage. The most important thing was to go through all 7 pilgrimage churches, which I did, to go through all 4 holy doors, which I did. And then I also filmed a lot of these absolutely spectacular, beautiful churches, basilicas. Here we go. Yeah, I filmed a lot of these absolutely gorgeous churches. I went to 2 masses, neither of which were in English, but that's okay. The first mass I went to was, can't remember what it was called. I think it's called Santa Maria del Sancia in Sancia or something like that. And looks like somebody got locked out of their vehicle. So I went there and I was filming. I ended up not uploading the video because I didn't want to film during Mass. But I was in the church when Mass started. And when Mass started, it was actually in Polish. And at first I thought, okay, what language are they speaking in? I actually thought they were speaking in Hungarian, but they were not. They were speaking in Polish. And I've been to Poland before. I've been to Warsaw, and Poland is it was a great surprise, one of the biggest surprises of any of the countries I've ever visited. And to be a part of a Polish Mass was quite interesting. Quite a number of people there. There was a Polish tour group there as well. And then last night, see, this is the lookout point. Last night I purposely went to Trinity de Monte, which is the French church. Had Mass there. I'm familiar with the procedures. It was almost identical to the procedures back in Vancouver. So, see what kind of view we could get up top there. So, yeah, I was in Trinity de Monte for the church, and beautiful how they light it up, eh? Damn electric cars, you can't even hear them. The tires make more noise than the damn motor. Yeah. And in the distance I hear some people yelling and arguing. And somebody abandoned their car here. That's okay, that's okay. That's just how it is around here. Just park wherever the hell you want, do whatever the hell you want. It's Italy. Enjoy.
Là perché te passa la strada.
Yeah, it's beautiful. You know, I said that travel changes me. I think travel changes everybody when they travel. You know, social media will lead people to believe that traveling is awesome and everything, and it is, but it's like anything else. There's work involved. There's good times, there are bad times, some great experiences, horrible experiences. I mean, hell, I was pickpocketed on this trip and I lost 400 Canadian dollars on my way to St. Peter's Basilica, right? My first trip to Rome was absolutely horrendous, just getting here back in 2023. My flight out of YVR was late. I missed my connecting flight from Bologna or Frankfurt to Bologna. Missed my train from Bologna to Rome and all this other fucking shit that I went through. Nearly wasn't able to check into my hotel because I had literally less than 45 minutes to get there after arriving in Rome. So there's a lot of things that happen, and these experiences, they shape us. You know, anybody who's traveled, and it doesn't necessarily mean traveling abroad, although traveling to a different country with a different language and different culture will definitely change you. Even just traveling across the country, whatever country you live in, even if it's a small country like say Latvia, traveling changes people. Traveling, I've really you know, I've really learned to love traveling, and every time I travel I come back as a different person. I always try to learn something, and I do. I have no choice. I have no choice to learn things. I don't necessarily mean learning travel tips. I don't necessarily mean learning travel tips like how to prevent yourself from being pickpocketed, how to navigate the metros or whatever. I don't necessarily mean things like that. I mean that when I travel, and I think a lot of people will agree, a lot of people who've traveled will agree, when you travel you learn a lot more about yourself. You learn a lot more about yourself. You change as a person, and hopefully you change for the better. I would hate to think that some people travel and they become miserable after, or they become more negative after. I'm sure some people do, Maybe they have some really bad experiences. I've had some really bad experiences traveling. And I traveled throughout fucking COVID. I traveled across the country throughout COVID. That's how I started this channel. So I look at any one of my major travels, over the years. So I've had my major travels over the years would be traveling to Europe in 2018 to 2019, and then traveling across Canada in 2021, traveling again across into Europe in 2023, and this year just back to Rome. Not a really big trip, but still a major trip to me. Every time I travel, I like to think, what did I learn? What did I gain? And it's not always about, you know, I had wonderful pizza at this one place, or I parachuted from this cliff, or whatever. It's not always things like that necessarily. Like, what did I gain as an individual? What did I gain as a person? How did the travel make me a better person? That's what I like to think about. How did traveling make me a better person? If I could look back at this particular travel, one of the things, if there's one thing above anything else, I would say that I became a better person, is I've become more grateful. I've become grateful. You know, when I was pickpocketed, and I realized it right away, but it's already too late. The doors closed and the metro started moving. I looked down, the person completely opened up my compartment, both of them, and he stole the envelope that was filled with money. But that envelope was right beside my passport, and that's the first thing I wanted to make sure that he didn't take my passport. And I was happy he didn't take my passport. You know, I'm grateful, like, I'm grateful he didn't take my passport. And then I thought to myself, there's so many people out here who would love to, I'm not Catholic, but there's so many people out there in the world who are Catholic who would have loved to come out to this pilgrimage, and some who will not be able to go to the next Jubilee pilgrimage. And they would love to do that, but they just don't have the means to. And so I've learned to be grateful. If I'm walking away from this, if I'm going to walk away from this a better person, then I have to be more grateful. I have to have a lot more gratitude. I have to have more gratitude for the experiences. I mean, yeah, 400 Canadian dollars, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You know, I'm not a wealthy person by any means, not yet. But at the same time, it could have been a whole lot worse, and you know, I was still able to make it to St. Peter's Basilica. I was still able to withdraw money to cover the rest of my expenses throughout this trip. So yeah, I'm grateful, definitely grateful. You know, I've been practicing gratitude daily for a long time, and then I started to become complacent. I started to become ungrateful. Started to become agitated and angry a lot of times. And then coming out here made me realize I need to come down to earth and be much more calm and grateful for everything. So that's one of the things I think that you know, I even played out scenarios in my head where if I caught this guy, what would I do? And I thought I'd beat the fuck out of this guy, and I knew I could, you know, physically. Oh, violence is not something that's not foreign territory to me. Violence is not foreign territory to me. So, and looking at that guy, I mean, these days you have to be careful. The guy could be packing heat, or you never know, right? But I know that even if the guy was packing heat, or if he was, you know, if he had a shiv or something, I'd still put up one hell of a good fight to him. But overall, I'm sure that in less than 25 seconds, I'd have him permanently damaged in one way, shape, or form. And I played out those scenarios in my mind, and then I went to excuse me, I went to the last Papal Minor Basilica that I had to go to. I believe it was called something St. Jerusalem, or something outside of the walls, St. Jerusalem, something like St. Lawrence of Jerusalem, something like that. I can't remember exactly. I have the video of it. I actually went there twice. The first time I went there, I couldn't enter because they were having a funeral. So I went there the next day, and then I was able to film. But I remember I filmed my content, and then I left, and then on the way out, I thought to myself, I'm going to do a very, very difficult thing. I'm going to do a very difficult thing. And I thought to myself, I'm going to forgive this person for stealing from me. Yeah, so that's what I did. I mean, there's no, like, I'll probably never see this guy again. I mean, I did see somebody I did see somebody at the Termini metro station that did resemble him, but I don't think it was him. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably never see this guy again. But anyways, I thought to myself, I forgive this guy. I forgive him for stealing from me. And he didn't ruin my trip. He cost me a lot of money, but he didn't ruin my trip. I still had a fantastic time. I still ate great food. I still visited beautiful churches. I finished all of the pilgrimage to the 7 pilgrimage churches. I did all of that. So I forgive him, and I'm grateful that I was able to experience everything regardless. Yeah, so anyways, you know, the GoPro Hero 9 Black does not film very well in low light conditions. It's getting pretty busy here, and it seems like everybody here just wants to do their beauty shots here, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna go head back to my hotel or somewhere around there, grab a bite, sit my ass down, eat. Try not to get distracted, because damn, there's some attractive women out here. Holy, there's some extremely attractive women, like practically right beside me here, taking their beauty shots. Anyways, off to eat my last dinner before heading back to Canada tomorrow. All right, from Rome, good night. Thank you for sharing in my experience. If you enjoyed my video, please consider subscribing to my channel. I would truly appreciate you sharing my video on your social network as it helps my channel grow. Be sure to check my playlist to see different categories on my exciting adventures I'm sharing with the world. Life is an adventure. Let's share this experience together.